when are you doing that, Chris? You're gonna book us a nice place to stay and have
Man, look, I got like a whole separate like apartment thing up over my garage, so it's booked whenever you want. Done and done.
I gave up sleeping on floors years ago.
No, man, look, it's got a bed. It's got 2 beds. It's got a couch, its own living room, its own bathroom.
I outgrew my air mattress.
Yeah, I tried camping a few years back with some friends. Like we went up to Muscle Shoals, Alabama, to go to those studios over there.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, my brother Garrett went with me, and then Gary from Fair Old Fashion. And I was like, oh, we'll just camp. And I slept on the ground one night. I was like, nope. Done with that.
Too old for that.
Yeah, that stuff hurts. So look, it's been a while, right? And I think we're out in California. You know, that's what we were talking about last. But I did notice. I think David, I was telling you earlier, the not the last episode, but the episode before that, we spent a lot of time talking about Denny's.
It's either Waffle House or Denny's. I don't know. Yeah,
I felt like that whole ad, that whole time was an ad for Denny's, and although they did give us a free meal, I feel kind of like with how much we talked about them, they kind of owe us a little bit right now.
Right,
dude.
But we had a lot of dead space. And David, did you say you edited a lot of stuff out of that?
It's a tough uphill.
Only edited, yeah. All the boring stuff I did, I cut out.
Whoa.
I know. Yeah. Why do you think it took like a year to put that episode out? I mean,
3 hours of awkward silences and Denny's promotional plugs. So
we've done Waffle House and Denny's.
Going on and on about Denny's. Yeah.
Is this the IHOP episode? Is that what this is going to be?
That's what I was trying to think. Where else do we have any other food chain stories? I know seems like there was a lot of Subway.
I think we mostly ate at gas stations.
Yeah. I think it was Ben who brought up you can go to Burger King and get like a bun for 10 cents or something like that.
Wendy's. We did eat Wendy's a lot.
I was about to say Wendy's. I do remember there was a lot of Wendy's. Yeah, because Ben had his special sauce that he would make.
Was that just the mayonnaise ketchup combination?
Yeah. Not special.
Special sauce.
Well, I mean, so $5 a day per diem. 10 if we didn't have a show that day. But we had a lot. We were pretty solid book most of the time. So $5 a day per diem, and Wendy's had their dollar menu. So what you get?
Yeah,
5 nuggets for $1. I think that's right.
Yep.
So you could drink water. What's 25 nuggets?
Heck yeah, ketchup mayonnaise.
No, you get like a little cheeseburger, some nuggets.
Yeah.
A fry was like $1.
Maybe a Frosty.
Yeah. It's a little more expensive now. It's still not good. Never was good.
Yeah.
I go every Sunday. The kids,
really?
They beg me for Wendy's. Yes. That's like
right,
they have to go to Wendy's after church. Yeah.
Wow.
I ask my son all the time, like, hey, you want to go to Wendy's? Like, no. He's never had it, but he doesn't want to go. He's like, no.
Waffle House hasn't changed anything in 30 years, I don't think.
Don't mess with a winning formula.
Yeah. Same coffee pot, too. Yeah.
Same waitress.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough
Always
about Waffle House.
Bring up Waffle House. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so we did end the last episode just talking about when we were at the knitting factory with Mark Wolfson, and I don't think we talked about. So if you're looking at the calendar that's on the screen there, this is where we were in Tempe, Arizona, at the Green Room.
I remember that show.
I remember the place because they had pool tables. It was a bar.
Yeah,
I remember right.
Yep.
And I remember, I think Joel, was he 19 or 20?
Yeah, they wouldn't let him over to the bar side.
He had to stay
I
on
remember him getting,
behind the stage,
aggravated
basically.
because he couldn't play pool with us. I think that was right.
Yeah.
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 That was also one where I think Jimmy Eat World was playing in Arizona. And the door guy was just kind of annoyed that he was working this show where there was no one.
No one.
When he's like, yeah, I wanted to go to see Jimmy Eat World, but I had to work. And back then it was like, well, man, I feel really bad for this guy. In reality, I mean, you're the door guy at a bar. You could probably young guy. You could probably go anywhere and find something else. But yeah, I always remember that. It's like, oh, why wasn't anyone there? Well, Jimmy Eat World was playing. Not that any of those people knew who we were anyway, but I feel better whenever I say, oh, it's because Jimmy Eat World was in town. That's why no one showed up to watch us.
That's the worst.
I think you said that about a few shows. I think they were just following us around wherever we went.
Was it a Wednesday night? A bar show on a Wednesday night it was empty. That was the worst, and that was always end up getting that stale beer smell all over everything.
Yeah, it's funny, this place too. I remember like house lights. The house lights always seemed to be on, so it was like bright in there on like the side where we were playing, as if they really weren't concerned that we were there at all.
Yeah, it could have gone either way.
Yeah, they're just going through the motions. So it's like, okay.
I really don't remember a whole lot about that show except for playing pool. That's all. I don't remember anything about the stage. Kind of remember what it looked like a little bit, but
why did they call it the green room though? What?
Nothing green about it.
Yeah, I don't remember really anything being green.
Not even outside. Nothing was green. It's a desert. There was nothing green anywhere. Nothing.
True. Oh my gosh.
I do remember about driving through that area, seeing all the wind turbines everywhere on the side of the hills. It was like everywhere driving, like one section of driving through. I think it was Arizona or somewhere in that area.
Yeah,
maybe it was New Mexico or one of those states we drove through, and the desert where it was just as far as you could see those wind turbine things. Kind of ugly.
Yeah.
What else are you gonna do with the desert?
I do remember after that one though. After that show, I do remember the drive to Gypsy's house. Long drive, but very interesting landscape to drive across.
From Arizona to Fort Worth.
Was this the first time we went to Gypsy's, or no? We had been there before, Ben. That's right.
Yeah,
you guys had. Joel and I had not.
That was an experience.
Gypsy was awesome. So he was like 90 years old, something like that. He retired Navy. He was a Navy. I think he had actually at one time been an underwater welder. Really? He was one of those guys that like joined the military when he was like 14 or something, like really young, and just because he wanted to do something.
Yeah.
But he lived in a little biker. That's how we knew him, through Don and Bruce's The Heaven Saints when they were in that. And no, super nice guy. And he just had a house, an empty house basically. And I think his wife had passed away, and kids kind of moved on. And he was excited to have an opportunity to just let us come and hang out.
Yeah. Yep.
He even remember he went to the show. Let's see, was it that time? It says Club 412, but I don't remember if that's the place I'm thinking of. But it was in Fort Worth. Wait a minute, let's see, because we played The Door.
Yep, that's in Dallas.
I think that was another time though, maybe, because I remember Gypsy coming and watching us play at one of those, maybe a couple of those shows.
I think when we first went with Matt Chrome Donuts, I think he came, to the show. When we first kind of met him. I think we met him at the show and then followed him back to his house, because he took us out to eat and stuff. I do remember that going to like Cheddar's or somewhere because he was like that was he was like treating us like we were his grandkids or something. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a cool little guy.
I don't.
The house though, it always made me think of the King of the Hill.
That's what I was going to say.
His house is exactly
Yes.
that house.
That's the first thing I thought of right before you said that.
It's in a neighborhood just like that. It had the road going behind it just like that. And that's supposed to be in Texas, so I guess that's kind of a common thing. But the alley that went back to the road that goes behind the house was exactly his neighborhood. Pretty cool.
That's funny. I never thought about it.
The Gypsy was awesome though.
And then what was this Fort Worth Club?
I want to say it was one of those. It was like a youth group type place, like their youth group. Like, hey, let's call ourselves Club 412. Like probably some Bible scripture or something. I don't know does 412 mean anything. Maybe it's their address. I don't know.
I don't remember that place at all.
Yeah, I just if it's the same place I'm thinking of, it was. I mean, not that that's a bad thing, but there's a certain vibe when it's like the youth group, like club or hangout, and but I don't remember it being a bad show. I mean, it seems like there was a pretty good bit of kids. The only bad thing about some of those shows is they're there every week because the church is putting it on or something, and so they're used to seeing music maybe, or not necessarily used to seeing music, but they don't really care about music. Maybe they don't care.
It's kind of like a hangout with a live band.
Yeah, it's just a hangout. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but they usually pay good. It's a Friday night. I'm sure we got a decent guarantee. It says percentage, so I really don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing with the Club 412 being a youth group place, but
is that percentage in a meal?
I don't know though, because they have some stuff. If you Google it, Pernell told me that he liked that I was the official researcher. He could hear me type it during the conversations. Because I don't have a memory at all, I'm having to like refresh my memory. I have to see these places. If you Google it, there's
So Gentlemen's Club. That's
why
you remember it. No,
there's a Facebook group for remembering the good old days of Club 412, and it looks like it's a private group, a private
for teens ages 13 to 18, Christian-based activities. Yeah, okay.
There's also an Instagram, and there's stuff about Travail playing it, Club 412.
Okay. Yeah, Travail was a big hardcore band out of Texas, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
As I Lay Dying, set list for Club 412. Huh.
Wow. Now there was a few places in Texas because Texas had there were weird venues, and early Jeremiah's Grotto stuff. We played in Texas a lot. Then we went through Texas a few times. Farewell to Fashion went through Texas a few times. There was one place, I don't know if it was when we were going through there, it was a very large venue. Like it looked like large, and it was around Fort Worth, but I don't know if that was for Club 412 or not. I want to say it wasn't. What was it? This
was a pretty big venue that I remember. I mean, trying to pull it up here, but yeah, the place I remember, it was a pretty big venue.
I'm wondering if that's it. Because, I just get all those mixed up. Like, I remember The Door, and playing down Deep Ellum in Dallas. I remember a little bit about Revelation Room. I remember playing stuff in, McAllen, Texas, El Paso. But, with going through there with different bands at different times, it all kind of gets mixed up. And it's not like a lot of places that we played in Texas were not like your typical club type show,
Yeah. So Ben, on that list when you're talking remembering from the Club 412, they didn't mention anything about Jeremiah's Grotto on there?
Nothing there. Nothing.
I am really surprised.
Us being there.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by that. I mean,
right?
That is bizarre. I mean, look, we got paid a percentage, it says. So people would remember that.
I mean, probably and a pizza. They didn't put that. We didn't always put pizza on there. Pizza was usually.
We got a percentage of. Maybe that means percentage of the pizza of the meal. Maybe we didn't even get fed all the way.
Footage of the door and a $5 pizza.
Yeah, you guys can have a third of this pizza.
If it's the same place, though, I remember it. They took care of us pretty good, food, and I'm sure we went back to Gypsy's to stay.
Yeah,
but I remember if it is the same place, it was a pretty big show, pretty good sized show. We were, of course, maybe there was another band, maybe, but I don't remember it being a bad show. I remember having fun playing there. Seems like they had their logo, like they were proud of their logo, like the 412 logo, to being everywhere.
I'm trying to find some pictures. I can't find a picture of the place. A lot of mentions of them, but not really pictures.
It's kind of weird because, Club 412 is either used as a teens hangout from the ages 13 to 18 or a gentleman's club. That's the only two uses for Club 412. It's kind of weird.
They really got the spectrum there. That's it's pretty impressive.
I have no memory whatsoever of this place. That's why I'm trying to.
Maybe it's maybe they were really, really diligent in like, we're going to make this club work, and we've done it 411 times, and this next one's got to be it.
This is the one.
412 times the charm.
Yeah, this is it. If it don't work after this, we're done.
Yeah,
we'll see how this Grotto show goes, and they're probably closed after that. That's probably it.
There's one guy
we're closing down. Yeah,
one guy's like, "Well, it has to be called Club 413." Like, no, that's ridiculous. You're out of your mind. Doesn't even sound right.
What did it look like? You remember what it looked like? Anything about it?
It's like, so there was like in the front of the room, there was like a raised part.
Right.
I remember us being up there.
Right. And then the empty section below. Right. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
It was an empty part, like a big wide open room.
Clear as day.
Oh yeah.
No. Actually, I do remember there being a good bit of people there. I really don't remember the stage. I just remember hanging out after the show and talking with people and everybody being really nice. I do remember that. Yeah, that's about it. It seems like I kind of remembered from talking to them too. They were used to having, because you read a list of bands too that had been through, but it seems like they were pretty used to maybe seeing some of those kind of bands. I don't know. I really don't know. I was hoping you guys remembered more. I'm kind of disappointed, actually.
I do not remember that at all. Nope, that was gone.
So then we drove the next day from Fort Worth to Canton, Texas. Revelation Room.
That's got to be a youth group. They were always Revelation Room or
Canton, Texas, Revelation Room. We got $250, a meal, and
we got a place to stay that night.
Is that lodging? Is that what that means?
Yeah, Revelation Room was a good venue. I think just before we came through, Cool Hand Luke went through there. They were like trying to be like a legit like place, like not just a youth hangout place, And I remember we stayed and like they had a little house or apartment or something that they gave to us, and there was food in it. Like they had like a basket of food, and we all had our own bedroom and bed, and that was kind of nuts, Like, whoa.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
At Revelation Room?
Yeah. I remember that place. I was like, we should come back to this one. And I don't think we ever did.
So this was a venue. Was it like attached to a church?
Yeah, it was part of a church. They did a lot of bands like us. Dennis and Mars, Cool Hand Luke, Ludacris at the time.
So the place we stayed there, was it a hotel or a place that they had like a...
No, it was a place they had.
Man, why do I not remember?
It wasn't like a strip a strip of stores, like a storefront type building?
It might have been in a store, like a.
This looks familiar. I found an address for it and was just looking at the map. This place, and you mentioned Cool Hand Luke. This actually does look a lot like a place we played with Cool Hand Luke one time, but I can't remember where that's at.
Revelation. I see a couple pictures out there of it. Did we talk about this place before
We may have.
I don't know.
on the
Did we
podcast?
go back? Did we go to this place before?
I had only played there one time. You guys had probably played there before, though, with Chrome Donuts.
This dates we're looking at right now is not when we were actually with Cool Hand Luke, was it?
No, that was
no.
Is there a chance we went to this same place with them when we were touring with them?
Yeah,
we did go to Texas, didn't we?
That's likely.
Yeah, that may be the case because this does look familiar, and I do remember them.
We should have done this podcast sooner, like years ago.
Like 20 years after instead of 30.
Yeah. We probably remember a little bit more.
It wouldn't have helped.
The Revelation Room. Okay. Canton, Texas.
That was a good one, though. I like that place. That was fun.
Yeah, if it's this one I'm seeing, I think I remember that being fun too.
So what was fun about it?
Good crowd, good people.
People there to actually watch the show, I think.
Yeah, they fed you. Like I said, it wasn't a place just where the kids would go and hang out, and then there was live music. They were there to watch a band and get into it and have a good time. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah, just look it on Google. I mean, the first picture that comes up, it's got Living Sacrifice playing.
Yeah.
So it looks like a real venue. I mean, that's cool. So I think I do remember the next day where we go to this. What does that say?
Zoom in on it.
Boys Ranch, but I can't read the first word.
Ackway, maybe? ACK? Ackway Boys Ranch. 11 a.m. That was scratched out. Then it said 10 a.m. So we had to be there Sunday morning.
I can't read.
Yeah, because this is a boys' ranch. This is sort of what like kid jail kind of thing. Like not jail, but more like a halfway house.
We played Juvie Hall. That was awesome.
Basically, that's what it was, if I remember right. I mean, it was like wasn't like jail, but it was a place almost like parents would send their kids there, maybe, or kids that got in trouble. But it was like a step before you go to jail. Like if you don't straighten up here,
it was a jail, but it wasn't not jail either.
Yeah, I mean they had rules. They were very strict. Yeah, jail, but not jail.
We don't like to call it jail.
There's jail adjacent
per se. Yeah,
it doesn't identify as a jail.
I don't want to use the J word. Yeah. But I do remember it was. I don't know. Now I'm kind of thinking, am I remembering that right? But if you tell me if I'm wrong. But it had pews, like church pews, and I do remember playing. Yeah. Like I think we set up, at the front of I guess it was a church or like some sort of sanctuary,
right?
And
okay, I remember.
It was almost like a campground type place, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say. I remember, wasn't it very wooded, like a foresty area right there.
Trees. Had a tree. Yeah, I remember now.
You guys remember the ground? It was on the bottom.
I think if it's the same place I'm remembering, I think did we stay there? Did we stay in like a cabin, or maybe we didn't stay there, but they gave us like a cabin to hang out in or something.
I think so.
So Ben, do you remember that I think we played another place like this with. Well, hold on. With Cool Hand Luke,
I may be thinking that because I think
I don't know, man. I'm getting it really mixed up now.
I think we might have been at the one.
How many boys ranches did we play? I think we played too many. 2 was too many. 1 was too many. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Too many boys' prisons. Jails. Ranches.
Well, look, I mean, like, honestly,
Yeah.
right? We toured, we had a lot of dates on these tours, but like, how many of them were actual shows? You know?
That's a Sunday. That's a Sunday morning.
It's a Sunday morning.
We're lucky to have a place to be.
We're closing church down that day, is what it looks like.
I think so.
Ackway. Oh, Azel. Maybe it's Azelway.
I'm not Googling Boys Ranch. I don't want that in my browser history.
You already looked up the Gentleman's Club. What are you worried about?
Yeah. Club 412. Vince, like, I remember that place.
Was there a Waffle House near there? I can't remember that at all. I think I am thinking about the first one, David, because I think I remember Matt being there maybe at the first. When I'm thinking about the cabin area, but I think I remember the show of this one, the sanctuary you were talking about. I think I'm conflating the two.
What about the
I
trees?
get my boys' prisons mixed up.
Do you remember the trees though? What about the
I
trees?
think they did. They had the green part.
Yeah,
I do remember that. So many boys' prisons that just they run together.
you're gonna need to edit that part out.
That's back when Chris was doing all the booking. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Hey guys, I got another one.
Oh yeah.
You guys went right along.
Well, this one's not a boys' jail this time, Chris. It's at least a boys' ranch. I don't know.
Potato, tomato.
Doesn't say that we got paid or anything. I'm sure we did, but it's almost like something was whited out there. I don't know, or deleted out of there.
I'm sure there was food. If it was lunchtime on Sunday.
Man, you know all them church shows. All right, we're going to take up a love offering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pass around a hat to a bunch of 13-year-olds.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't have any money.
I remember that one kid gave me that little piece of paper, and it said PLEH, but everything, all the words were backwards. I was like, this kid is stupid. He doesn't even know how to spell. Anyway, I wonder how he's doing.
Probably in real prison now.
No. Oh, poor kid.
So it looks like we had Monday off.
Well, wasn't this Boys Ranch was like on East Texas, and then we had to drive all the way to Abilene. It's a pretty hefty drive.
Abilene Corner Cafe.
So on Reddit, though, I do see there is something about Azelway.
I think that's what it is.
It was a behavior modification program. Why didn't you just call it that? But that opened in 1979. It was marketed as a residential treatment center for boys 6 to 18. Wow, that's crazy. 6 years old to 18 years old. That's crazy.
That was back when they had those places your parents could call and say, hey, my kid's bad, come pick him up, take him to the ranch, you know.
And do you guys do like electric shock? I mean, it was that kind of place, you know. It was closed down in November 2000. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
November 6th.
One. Yeah.
We just left a trail of destruction behind us.
Yeah. So you said, how far is that from, let's see, where did I say that was? That is in Tyler, Texas. That sounds familiar now.
Yeah.
When you say Tyler, Texas, when you put it that way.
Yeah.
But from Tyler to Abilene, that was probably a pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just going to assume that was a pretty good drive. I'm not looking it up, but because Texas, it's a big drive no matter where you go in Texas. So.
Right.
That's the truth.
It's at least 4 hours.
Is that all it was? Yeah, 4-hour trip. Yeah, we could have made that in a day. We've done worse.
I wonder what we did, though. We probably went back. Maybe we went back to Gypsy's. Well, how far is Canton from Fort Worth?
I don't know. Let's see.
Because I don't think we would have just went and paid for a place to stay on a Monday night.
Canton Fort Worth is like an hour and a half.
Okay, so we probably did go back to the Gypsy house.
The other direction, though, wasn't it?
maybe.
Not that that really mattered to us back then.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, we had the van. We could have. I don't think we slept in the van though.
Well, in Canton, we had a place to stay. So then we got up the next day and we went to Tyler, which is really close. And then we probably left Tyler and drove back to Gypsy's. I vaguely remember doing something like that.
Yeah, probably so, because that was at like 10 o'clock that morning.
Yeah.
Probably drove back, spent
and
that
then we went
night
from there to Abilene. So that would
and
make
Monday
sense.
night. So I do remember hanging out at Gypsy's for a few days. And I think we even went to like a Blockbuster video or something and rented some movies. You remember doing that?
No, but
that didn't sound out of the
I
ordinary.
remember renting movies and watching them at Gypsy's. I think we even got like food and brought it back, like a pizza or something.
And then head out to Abilene, which is a good ways away from there.
Is Abilene that corner cafe? Is that where that cafe that was like on that corner? I'm just kidding. But next to the school, next to the college.
Yeah, next to the school. I remember. Didn't we stay at someone's like apartment there with them?
Yeah.
This was election. This was the election day.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so, remember it snowed that night.
Yeah. This is George Bush.
Yep.
And Al Gore.
Yep.
That's the night they told us that Al Gore was the president.
Yep. And yeah, David, I remember the snow there, though. It was like really large, chunky snowflakes.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was so bizarre to like have this massive snow in Texas. But
yeah,
it was just really weird. Yeah, because you don't expect we didn't expect snow in Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it snowed a lot. Like it was impressive.
Early November snow too. But yeah, that was election night. We went to bed that night. Al Gore was president, and then the next day they were like, "Well, not just yet."
We thought about it.
What I remember about that is me and Joel and one of the guys there at that apartment that we stayed up like late. Everybody stayed up late, but we stayed up like almost all night, and we watched The Exorcist.
Yeah,
he had it on video.
It seems like you watched some other movie too. It's like a snow ski movie. Well, you got to have snow, I guess, to have a ski movie. But a ski like comedy movie about like Snow Patrol or something like that. I don't know. I remember you guys watching that.
We had some movies. That may be when you were thinking about when we went to Blockbuster. I don't know. No, because they had those movies. I think they just had.
This was at somebody's like their apartment.
Yeah,
whoever probably did the show for that booked the show. I think I remember Joel sleeping out in the van that night too, because I remember walking to the van, and I'm pretty sure Joel was out in the van, with snow coming down and everything too.
Yeah, that can be.
I don't remember watching The Exorcist though. I don't remember that part.
I don't think you did. I think it was me and Joel, and like I said, me and Joel and the guy that lived there. One of the guys that lived there. Because I just remember everybody else went to bed. They were up late because they were talking about the election stuff and watching some of that, and then after everybody went to bed, we were like, watch a movie, and it was The Exorcist. Because I remember not sleeping good that night after watching The Exorcist.
Do you remember anything about the show?
That it was a tiny little coffee bar kind of thing. We were just kind of in the corner.
Was it tiny? Because in my mind, I mean, it seems like I picture it being pretty big, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I don't really remember playing. I think I remember the place, kind of what it looked like. Being kind of.
I remember everybody being really friendly too there.
Yeah. I don't remember. I remember the person that we were staying with. They were cool, but I don't remember anything about the show.
Yeah, I can't remember the show either.
Man,
just The Exorcist.
Well, so that's cool to me, though. Really, I mean, I would like to remember more about the show, but at the same time, I mean, it's the other stuff that I guess, made more of an impact. Hanging out with people and
Yeah.
You could answer the question: where were you the day Al Gore was president?
Yeah.
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 For those few hours.
It's snowing too in Texas on election day. It seems like I remember some people saying, because I really didn't follow a whole lot of politics back then, but I remember people saying something about hell freezing over, because it's Texas.
This was Bush. He was from Texas, so that's why these guys were even paying attention to it. I think we were not even politics wasn't anywhere on our radar for sure.
Yeah,
we were like, what election, But it was those guys were into it. I remember because it was Texas, George Bush.
All right, so we had another day off. Millennium Fortress, man, I don't know anything about what that is. Would that be, how I've brought up, I don't know if we already talked about this one previously, but there was that strange house out in the middle of nowhere in Texas that had like the garage that was set up like a venue.
Yeah.
It was a big house. Would that have been it?
So underneath that, it says 20/M/L. Am I to understand that to be $20?
Yeah.
/ a meal and a lodging? Is that what that is?
That's what that is.
Nice.
See, and people were saying we weren't rolling in it.
Does that say 20 or does that say percent? Is that a weird percent sign?
I think that's 20.
Nice.
I don't know. I don't think Don.
Thursday.
We'll give him $20. We'll give him $20 for gas. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, gas wasn't too bad back then, so
no, we're still like right around $1 a gallon.
Which, I mean, $20 doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you look at Abilene where it says 100%, I mean, we could have got 100% of $20 there.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah.
A $20 guarantee is like, yes, we know we're getting $20. No.
That puts gas in the van and we can all split something at Wendy's.
Yeah.
Wow. A nugget apiece.
Killing it. All right, so we don't quite remember Millennium Fortress. Then we go to, this is in Arkansas?
Is that Cabo?
I think so.
Cabot? Cabo?
Mary Ann Coffee House. I don't.
I remember the name of that place, but I don't know where that is. Cabot's near Little Rock.
Okay. So, I do remember playing in Arkansas and playing at a place that was near Little Rock. I don't remember actually playing. Yeah. I just kind of had like a little thought here about this podcast. Like, how sad is this podcast? So it's just a bunch of, here we are. We can't remember anything, but we can read. We can read still, and I'm doing really good, even seeing these words without glasses, on the screen.
I got zoomed in pretty big. I have literally no memory of any of this.
Yeah, people listening to this go, wow, these guys, the old really kicked in. This is supposed to be like us remembering the whatever, the good old days, the band days, but it's more like yes, like I
Can you read that?
Anything.
I can't read that.
What's that dollar amount at the bottom? What does it say the dollar amount is at that coffee shop? That's more than one digit.
What does that say? That doesn't say 1,200, does it?
No way.
No, there's no way. We would have retired.
$12.
$200. I think it's $200. Yeah, $200.
Man, Mary's Cafe, coffee house. Why don't we go back there? We could.
On a really sad point is this right now. This is the best and the most that we're going to remember of all this. Like, it's only going to get worse.
Right.
I remember Tupelo. I remember going to Tupelo. So,
yeah. One of these days, we're going to do an episode, and everybody's going to join, and we're going to be like, "Who are you?" what's your name? Sad.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is not the tour with Purnell on it.
Oh
no. That was memorable.
He also was with us at a Mississippi show where he said he wanted my skateboard, and I gave him the skateboard, and I was like, "All right, but you got to use it," and he never used it.
In Mississippi.
Yeah, some venue that had a little skate park in it.
Tupelo, Mississippi.
Chai
Is that the Chai House? Okay, $300. Okay, I don't remember.
You remember that, Chris?
Yeah, can you tell us about it?
Small venue, kind of like a hangout spot for kids, but they were all really like they were into the music. But it was a place they were trying to bring a lot of stuff to Tupelo. I want to say this is the one where you would have to go downstairs. It was like a yellow house, and you'd have to go downstairs to play. Kind of like in like a half basement, like where it wasn't all the way underground, but it like they had windows up high.
So like you park in the back and you're downstairs in the back, and you're upstairs in the front. I think I do remember something about that.
Yeah.
Is this a real venue?
It felt more like a hangout, more like a bookstore type on the inside.
Yeah,
hangout type place. Yeah, couches and stuff. Just I do remember that. See,
so I mean, if we, I really don't remember. So really, I mean, we could make it up to be as good as we want it to be.
Well, the funny thing, I go to Tupelo quite a bit. I have like projects over there. When I go there next, though, I'm gonna ask them. Do you guys know where the Chai House?
Is that code or something? Projects? Is that code? Yeah, I got projects. What does that mean, Chris? Don't say it.
No, I'm building stuff over there. I have a facility in Sherman, Mississippi, which is just a little bit like northwest of Tupelo.
Boys prison?
I always stay in Tupelo.
Is it a boys prison?
Not this time.
It's a ranch.
It's funny you said that, and then my other computer just pops up. Tupelo Children's Mansion.
Oh God. What does that say?
And I'm like, nope.
Chris has to be home, or the something him.
Beat him.
What does that say, Chris? What happened?
Or Chris has to be home, or what?
Or his wife will beat him. That's what it says.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. So
that makes sense. Since we were always gone.
Yeah.
And it was Thanksgiving coming up. So, I mean.
Yeah, well, we did Thanksgiving, but then it was like you guys were immediately on the road.
Yeah.
Right after. We played Barbarella's in Orlando a few times. It was always, it was a good money to start a tour off with, have some money in the box.
It's hard not to think of Barbarella's and not think of Amber Lynn. Do you remember those guys coming out to one of the shows? I don't know if they were Amber Lynn yet. I don't remember if they were still Saga or Amber Lynn.
Yeah, they were still Saga then.
What's Barbarella's look like?
Like your typical kind of nightclub.
Like a dance.
But we would play out back.
Yeah.
Like you go through the club, and then they had this area out back and a little stage. And we would set up out there, and like there'd be like 10 people.
Oh, yeah.
They gave us $100.
Oh, yeah, that place was fun.
This is when Faith and Johnny came down.
Yeah, so they had like a regular like club on one side, and the middle part was like an outside stage where we played. Am I thinking of that place? Is that the right place?
Yeah.
It was like
it's like downtown Orlando.
Yeah, like a regular like dance club type bar on one side, and then we played in like the outside part.
Yep.
Yeah, because I just remember going and sitting and people watching.
I remember the guys from My Hotelier came out. One time, we played here like 2 or 3 times. One time the guys from My Hotelier came and hung out.
Okay.
I will tell you exactly what I remember about this exact show right here. Right. You know how poor we were and how we lived off chicken nuggets. And we had a break right there, and I had gotten some stuff while I was at home. I put some new strings on my bass, and I had a new cord, a 20-foot braided cord, instrument cable for my bass because I had been needing one forever. And so while I was home, I went and got a new 20-foot cord. And at that show, the band that played before us, while my guitar is sitting up on stage, spilled beer all over my new cord. And it smelled like beer for eternity.
Ben, how many times did I hear you complain about this?
That made me mad.
Yeah, I'm mad. It would have made me mad too.
Like old beer smell. Like my whole guitar case, every time I opened it, smelled like old beer because my cord was in there.
You just got to learn to love that smell.
I mean, I've literally tried to wash it. I put it in.
You're going to be telling your grandkids about this soon.
It was so nasty.
And the band spilled beer on my cords.
I couldn't even. I remember being. I don't remember playing, but I remember being on the stage and just fuming that this dude had his beer was laying there spilled over, and my pile just my cord is neatly pulled up right there, brand new out of the package, and his beer poured over on it. Not fun.
Can't have anything nice.
I swear.
See, you should have had a wireless.
But I did have fun sitting in the bar in there watching the people.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
It's fun. It's fun to be sober.
I remember that.
That's a fun thing.
Mean drunk Ben.
That's before I was mad though. I was having fun watching people.
Just kidding.
I've never been a drinker, and I've never been a bar person or a dancer. You know, you wouldn't think it by looking at me, but I don't dance. But
we all did that night, buddy.
To be sober and watch people dance with each other in a club, it's the funniest thing in the world.
So cringy. It was.
So bad.
It's bad. But I guess when everybody's drinking and they don't realize that they're just out there doing it, they don't know how dumb they look. But man, being in a place like that and you're sober and you're just watching people, yeah, you're like,
it's hilarious.
This is horrible.
Well, back then they didn't have cell phones where you would record, you know. And
yeah,
you can imagine recording a lot of that and then showing them, like, you know, now.
And this is down for Orlando, so it's kind of like it was like Night at the Roxbury, you know. It's the music.
Exactly what I thought too. Exactly.
Dancing up on each other and stuff. Man, it's so cheesy.
Although, like, let's be honest, someone could easily turn around on us, like, you know, someone recorded at the Green Room in Tempe, Arizona. Like, remember when you guys did this and there was no one there? And you guys are hopping around like a bunch of idiots for nobody?
There was no camera there. No evidence of that. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I do remember that show. I do remember that one. I didn't realize that was the day after Thanksgiving. What did we do? Did we leave like that night?
That's what I'm saying.
Orlando. That's a haul to go to Orlando and play a show.
Yeah.
That, man.
Yeah.
Surprising. We must have left Thanksgiving. We must have went on Thanksgiving Day. We must have left and went down there.
Probably went down to Joel's house that night.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Man. Yeah, I remember walking downtown Orlando too after that, and just kind of, I don't know what we did, but I remember hanging out and just walking around.
Yeah. That was always kind of thing when you played in Orlando, would be to walk around downtown. And I was always nervous, you know, not being from a city.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like worried about like everything that's going on, like being really aware of like what's going on, but like thinking like, oh, it's cool living on the edge.
Yeah, that was fun though to walk around. I mean, we always did that. We probably wasn't the smartest, but that was always one of my favorite things to do is go walk and, you know, after the show or before the show, just, you know, walk through town. Some of these little towns we played at, just go walk around.
I mean, you grew up in Sebring, didn't you, Chris?
Yeah, Sebring, Lake Placid.
Yeah.
How far is that from Orlando? Like a couple hours or hour and a half?
Yeah, a couple hours, maybe 2 hours. It was like, we didn't have you go walk around where I'm from, there's just nothing and no one around. So
rednecks and alligators.
Alligators. That's why I was thinking. Chris is always scared there's going to be an alligator around the corner, every corner.
No, I'll tell you what I do remember about staying at Chris's place down in Sebring was him getting up and making orange juice in the morning. Jumping the fence and getting oranges, make orange juice out of. Real orange.
Which just wasn't going to make itself.
Right.
All right. What was next on here? What was that? The Clearwater?
Real quick about that too. I was thinking, I don't remember that, but I do remember staying, at your mom and dad's. Was that Sebring, or was that
Lake Placid?
Yeah, but I remember playing a lot of Tony Hawk. I think it was a lot of Tony Hawk with Garrett and Austin.
Yep, that sounds right.
Braden was just telling me the other day they're re-releasing that Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3.
Yeah,
and that we played hours and hours and hours of it at Joel's house. Remember, Joel had it too. We played it over there a lot. Yeah. And
but every time I think about staying at Chris's parents' house there. Yeah,
heck yeah.
I just bought. They re-released Tony Hawk Pro 1 and 2 like a couple years ago. So we bought that, and they remastered it and everything. And my kids couldn't figure. They're like, I don't get this is weird. And I'm like, grinding and like doing all the tricks, just nailing it, and they're like, this is lame. This is old person's game.
Doing all the grinding, like everywhere you would drive or go, and you see a sidewalk, you see a bench, you see whatever a power line. I mean, whatever you see. Yeah, but in your head, it's like burned into your brain.
I still do that now.
Yeah,
I still
yeah. Yeah. Today's generation will never know.
They will never know.
Yeah.
But Braden was playing it the other day. Like he said, there's a playable demo of the new version, and it's the Foundry from Pro Skater 3, like the first. And he said it because he had that game on like GameCube, but it was old then when he had it. But he liked it. He fell in love with it too. But even then, but he was playing the thing the other. He said he just came out and had the playable demo for that one level. So it was exactly the same. It just looked better.
Oh, that's awesome.
Don't know why that was so fun, but it was. That game was awesome.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
So do you guys remember? We could finish up November 2000, but do you remember anything about Clearwater? And
what is that? What is that? Zoom in on that. Let's see. What's
Euphonic? Euphonic?
ENT Entertainment?
So we played a festival where we were kind of like on the back of I don't know if it was a box truck or a semi-trailer, 18-wheeler trailer, like a flatbed. I forget. I think that's what that was. It was like an outdoor festival. A lot of it. It wasn't really made for bands like us. There were a few bands like ours on there.
In Florida, I don't remember playing.
Yeah, a lot of people with lawn chairs and stuff hanging out. I think that's what that was.
Euphonic? Is that what it says? Euphonic Entertainment, maybe?
That's what it looks like. And they gave us $150. I'm pretty sure that was that little festival thing that they did. And I think there was a few other bands that I want to say like Rod Laver was there. Maybe it wasn't Rod Laver, but someone like them.
I don't remember that. Surprise, surprise, I don't remember.
No, I actually have, speaking of Rod Laver's influences, I don't know if I told you, David, we went to Five Guys like a couple months ago. Like the whole family did. and we're eating burgers, and I see this guy comes in, and he's orders food, he's waiting for food, and I look at him, he looks at me, and I'm like, where do I know this guy? And then it clicked. I told Kathleen, I said, hey, that's Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. And she's like, no way. Mm. And so she watched him. He goes and he sits down with this older woman. And she's like, well, I'm going to go say something. I'm looking, I'm like, that's him. That's him. And this is Spring Hill, Tennessee. And so I get up and I'm throwing the trash out. We don't say anything to him. I don't want to bother him. Kathleen starts walking out. She stops. She goes, hey, are you Fred Durst? He's like, yeah. And it was him and his mom. He lives in Franklin, Tennessee, which is close to us. And his mom is looking to move from Jacksonville to here to Columbia, Tennessee. And we talked to him for like 15 minutes. He was so nice, very polite, like, met the kids, shook everyone's hand, was like, just like, hey, what do you guys think of the area? It's a good place, but my mom will enjoy it here. And it was really cool. He had just played the night before. I didn't know, or I probably would have went. They had just played with Metallica at the Nissan Arena in Nashville.
Yeah, those guys, they've got they're kind of doing this whole comeback thing now. I mean, just sold out shows.
Well, you guys want? I'll see if I can find them around here, and we can talk to see if they need an opener.
Yeah. Did you see the Netflix documentary about speaking of Fred Durst, the Woodstock '99? You remember about that? It was just a disaster. They burned it down and stuff. They tried to recreate Woodstock in 1999. And
I remember about that. I didn't see the documentary, but I remember all that happening. Like it turned into like a riot or something like that. It just went off the rails.
Yeah, they weren't letting people bring even water in, and they were selling bottled water for like $8, and they were letting people drugs. They didn't care what drugs people used. And then Limp Bizkit was headlining, and of course their best song at the time was about breaking stuff. So he gets to the main part of the song and starts talking about breaking stuff, and they burned the place down. It was awesome. It's a cool documentary. It's on Netflix. It's pretty good.
He told us to.
Right. Why not?
Fair enough.
Exactly Woodstock. Nobody ever burned a car at any of our shows. We could say that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We don't really know because we can't remember any of our shows. So that might be what was happening at the Cabot in Arkansas. I don't know.
Yeah. Someone probably listening to this going, that's a bunch of bull crap. Everywhere they went, people set cars on fire.
Yeah, it was a wild night at the coffee house, for sure.
Okay, so we played Clearwater. And then what did we do for 4 days and then play, was that Gainesville?
So where's Clearwater at, Chris?
Clearwater's near Tampa.
So we were staying at Joel's probably.
Yeah. And then Gainesville is like 2.5 hours away from, maybe 3 hours from Tampa. So did we just play like those two shows and then you guys went back home? Like was this November 30th a kickoff to another tour?
I wouldn't doubt it if we stayed and just practiced. And
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So at this time we already had our album, right? Through it all. That was the year before, or have we recorded that yet?
It's probably recorded. Yeah, we recorded it because I think we talked about being in the studio with Matt.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because we were already out in California. We already had that out. We were pushing it.
Yeah, there we go. September we were recording. Yeah.
Yep.
And then Okay. Cool.
So what does December say? December. Okay, so that was the start of another trip.
The start of like a 2-week thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Florida, looks like. So we may have just been hanging out with Joel at Joel's practicing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I doubt we would have went home and came back for 3 days.
Yeah. Okay.
So what was that last show? It was
the 30th. Was at the Shamrock in Gainesville?
Yeah, I remember that show.
I remember playing Gainesville. I'm trying to remember the Shamrock. Which one was the Shamrock?
Like a little hole in the wall, if I remember right. I mean, just I don't know what the streets were there, but just remember just a little bar, a little club,
Yeah.
Little storefront. It was a bar though. I mean, it wasn't a coffee shop. It was actual like a club.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember the place. It was kind of in an area where there's like bar after bar, kind of a downtown. I don't know, maybe not a downtown, but kind of an area with a bunch of bars and stuff.
Yeah.
It was kind of a smaller place. I remember
So we
being
would
there
have
during the day and getting there kind of early and setting up.
I don't remember their names, but I think one of them, I don't know if this is when we stayed, but there was some friends of yours, Chris. One of them was a lawyer. I think that's when we stayed there, but we also stayed in that. Oh, who was it? You had some friends that they all kind of shared like a house.
Yeah. Like,
and then we also remember hanging out with Jeff too, Jeff McQueen.
Yeah. Well, maybe. All right. I remember our last tour when Ben, you had already stayed off the last tour. I remember we actually stayed like at a trailer with Jeff.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, this one. There was a few places though. I remember. Yeah, we hung out. Kim was a lawyer and she had some room for us. The guys in Plunge, that was a band. They had a house there. I remember Sarah Austin came and hung out.
It was like a regular like brick house that there was like 4 college guys that were like splitting the rent on it or something, and it was just trashed pretty much. No, what I remember about that place, they had an extra microwave. I had a lot of respect for that. They had an extra microwave for putting metal things in because they would like put.
Was that where they were like how to shrink the chip bag?
Like a big bag of Doritos, like empty bag in there, and it would shrink down to like shrinky dink, a little like 3-inch wide. It's awesome, and you just that's what the extra microwave is for, is to put metal things in and watch it spark. If you're going to do that, you need to have an extra microwave.
You just said shrinky dinks too. That's
so you got to try to work that in as much as I can.
Dude, that's throwing it way back there, man.
He's always talking about shrinky dinks. Yeah. Always.
You know how many times I've wanted to put a Dorito bag in the microwave since then, and I have not done it because you know what? I don't have an extra microwave. I don't know if anybody does.
When's your birthday?
August 1st. I'll take it.
Okay. I'll show up somewhere around then. I'm going to bring you an extra microwave.
I'm going to save up my chip bags. I mean, they had it. It was right there next to the other microwave, and it was just the one like, don't use that one. We're going to use the extra one.
So the chip bags, though, they were putting stuff in the chip bag, and then okay, what?
Empty bag, and it's like 12 inches, big chip bag.
Like a big.
Put it in the microwave. You cook it. It makes a lot of sparks, and it shrinks down to like 3 inches.
It's like,
and it's hard, and it's perfectly readable and everything.
Yeah, but it's like it was made that way.
Hold on. We have to say, please do not try this at home.
Unless you have an extra microwave.
We're not saying go in microwave chip bags. We're not responsible.
In your primary microwave ever.
You're saying disclaimer like kids are going to be listening to this?
And they did a CD.
Anybody going to be listening to this?
It's like a bunch of like 50-year-old dudes like going, oh yeah.
You remember that? They put a CD in there, like a writable CD, not like a real like printed one, but a CDR. And the plastic itself would be the same, but the metal part on top shrunk up to a little circle.
I don't remember that one.
Coolest.
I remember the chip bags though. I remember that was
microwaves. Were they like side by side? Were the microwaves side by side, like both right there on the counter in the kitchen?
Yeah. Well, I think one was on the counter, and the real one, the primary, I call it, was mounted. But your extra microwave is just kind of sitting on the counter.
The real microwave.
In case it like catches on fire, you can grab it and throw it out the back door or something.
Okay. I do remember I don't think anybody there knew how to wash dishes. It seemed like, if I remember that right. Wasn't that like the sink like just full of dishes?
Well, they were focused on their microwave studies.
Yeah, okay.
These guys were in college. They were really smart. focused
I
on.
wonder how they started with that. Maybe when they moved in, they both the guys were like, well, I brought my microwave. He's like, I already got one.
I've already mounted mine.
Yeah, mine's already mounted. Mine's the real microwave.
It's here's here on the counter, and he's like, well, "What do we need an extra microwave for?" Genius.
Yeah.
How many things did they throw in there till they figured out? Nope, this is what it's for.
Yeah, I don't know.
and enough to be like, hey guys, like new people come over. Hey, like we've got to show you something. I mean, how many times did they do that?
It's gonna blow your mind.
I just were thinking, like, why aren't more people doing this with microwaves? And still to this day haven't come across anybody with an extra microwave.
But you said it's readable and everything.
Oh, it's perfect. It's like really wrinkled. It's hard because it like.
I'm coming down there in August, and you'll see. I'm bringing down a microwave.
I'm gonna save some chip bags.
There you go. Why are you saving all these chip bags? What's going on? You're like, because Ben's getting an extra microwave. That's why.
It's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna be awesome.
I suggest though that we plug this in outside.
That's perfectly safe indoors from what
I was out.
Look, it's your house, so
I bet there's a YouTube video of somebody putting a chip bag in a microwave. I'm researching it right now.
Well, back in the day, we didn't have YouTube, so you just had to wait and hope that you wound up at their house and you got to see it.
Let's see. All right, chip bag.
And David, you're acting like an old man already back then. Man, no one did these dishes.
That's the only thing I remember. Yep.
No one cut this lawn.
And look, it's a Doritos bag. These guys may have made this video. This looks like the extra microwave.
It looks
Did
like
you share it?
Microwave.
Just search chip bag in a microwave. I don't know that there's that many. Oh, there it goes. Oh, look at it. Look at that. Oh, that's so bad.